I chose to speak with one of my friends who is a third grade teacher at an elementary school about what to do when students are not all where they're supposed to be with math, and reading came up and different subjects came up, but kind of about what to do when students are all over the spectrum. At the beginning of the year, she said this was a great conversation because this is exactly what's been happening to her this year. She has students who can read 5 words per minute up to students who can read 120 words per minute. So she said that happens with reading, it happens with math, and it's not always the same kids who struggle in one necessarily struggle in the other. So she said that was a really good thing to remember. And every year is different. She talked about how this year she really is focusing on small groups when it comes to the math. In the everyday math, she does the main workbook page together, and everybody is focused together in one big setting, and then she breaks them off into groups. She said this year she's focusing for the students who need a little more attention and have not been to where they need to be. She sees them every single day when they break off, and they focus, and she still lets them do their little games, but she just finds more appropriate games for them. And at the same time she is seeing the more advanced students every other day in a small group. And I asked her, I said, "Do you let them work ahead?" And she said no. She said she just instead lets them, she finds harder games or harder level of the game for the lesson they're working on, but she does not let them work ahead in their workbook without her. So some students she'll see every day, and some students she'll see every other day. When she does focus with the students who need more help, she says the manipulatives are huge. She said she uses them all the time, and I've kind of learned that with the previous math classes, as well as how big of a help they can be. Sticks, counting blocks, you name it, whatever will work. She also said she starts with a lot of like the zeros, tens, hundreds when she's working on addition or even multiplication. Like she'll say, no, what do these questions have in common if you're tens and 100s? And when you take things away, are they always ending in a zero, or subtracting 52 minus 10, 62 minus 10, 54 minus 10? What's the common theme? So I really could tell that she, instead of the memorization, she was trying to have them understand it and kind of wrap their head around that. And I asked her, I said, now would you suggest sending home a worksheet for those students who are behind to kind of help them along? And she said, it really depends on the home situation. She said, you can get that feeling from emails, back to school night, conferences, those type of things, where are they going to get the help at home? Is it going to get the attention, or is it best to just leave it and help them as much as they can in school? End of the year, I said, so what happens when it's May and they're still super far behind, or they haven't made the progression that you had hoped for? She just said she would suggest and recommends logging things in their file, or what have you, wherever your school may keep that information, the progress and what helps them learn, so that their teacher the following year doesn't spend the first 6 weeks trying to find out what works for that student. They just can kind of jump right into it and hopefully start right where they left off. And then she also suggests, I know Fargo Public Schools does strongly recommend for some students summer reading programs, summer math programs. They kind of make it fun. It's not the whole summer. So she said she suggests that to families as well. Very, very interesting conversation. And that was it. Thank you.